Hi, it's Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky back again with my plans and pans. Happy Halloween, everyone. I know by the time you see this, it'll be past Halloween, and I hope you had a great time and hopefully a lot of trick-or-treaters. I think it's fun. So I'm with my black coat and my witch's hat, and I'll have a black COVID mask ready to go. So I may have to excuse myself if the doorbell rings. But I wanted to wait a little bit this week because I wanted to talk to you after we had the Progressive Caucus meeting, which lasted a couple hours this afternoon. And it was a really enlightening, but also just such an optimistic meeting. And that is because we are, I believe, going to have a vote this week, hopefully on Tuesday, that's going to do both the infrastructure bill and the Build Back Better reconciliation bill. And this is a tremendous accomplishment. It's going to be a game changer for so many Americans. I look forward to voting for both bills. The infrastructure bill is very important for the infrastructure in our community, the roads and the bridges and the rail. It's going to create lots and lots of jobs that are so important right now to our economy and to so many families. I look forward to that. And then we have the Build Back Better Reconciliation Act that is going to be a game changer, unprecedented, maybe since the Roosevelt years, in the way it's going to change the lives of ordinary Americans. About $500 billion, $500 billion, is going to go into what we call the care economy. The things that are going to help our senior citizens with home and community-based care and help to raise the wages of the home care workers who right now make an average of about $12 an hour around the country, which is, of course, not a livable wage. For families with children, this is going to be an incredible game changer. We're going to extend the child tax credit for another year, which means that people are going to get literally thousands of dollars in a whole year in their pockets in order to help take care of their families. But we're also going to have universal child care and pre-K, preschool for 3 and 4-year-olds. I'm the proud mother of 2 daughters who are engaged in preschool education. And I am so proud of the education that they bring to these children. But beyond that, this is really a game changer for the parents because it means that women, and it is mostly women, are going to finally be able to go back to work. You know, in the pandemic, it was women who left the workplace because they didn't have childcare. They didn't have preschool for their kids. And finally, they will be able to go on to work and be able themselves to put money into the family budget. So this is really big for families. We also have housing, an investment in housing that is actually unprecedented in the United States. The amount of money that we're going to invest in voucher programs, in rehabilitation, in helping with first mortgages for immigrant communities. It's a really big deal. And I'm very excited about that because our country has really failed in putting money into affordable housing. And then we're going to put $500 billion into addressing the climate crisis. Again, this is unprecedented. What we're going to see is a real decline in the carbon emissions that go into the air. We're going to be able to have more electric cars. We're going to make our whole electricity system much more efficient. We are going to be able to address the problems that we have been seeing all over the country. Anyone who denies that climate change is real, I don't know where they live, because if it weren't for the flooding, if it weren't for all the violent hurricanes, etc., and the forest fires, then look around the world, because we are seeing refugees from climate right now because people can't grow their crops. But here in the United States, we're going to make a real investment finally, because the time that we're at 0 hour when it comes to the climate. We have to deal with it now. This is going to allow President Biden, who is going to a climate conference this week, to be able to say the United States is going to meet the goals. And in fact, we're going to see a 50% reduction in the amount of carbon emissions by 2030. That's what he's promised. So that means we're going to have a lot of work done. We're going to have to be able to have the equipment, that is the recharging stations for electric cars and vehicles, and we're going to be able to have in this reconciliation, Build Back Better bill, we're going to be able to have high-speed rail. I want to tell you something. I went to Japan in the 1960s, late 1960s, and rode on a bullet train that went hundreds of miles an hour, a couple hundred miles an hour in the 60s. We are the only country in the world right now, the developed countries that doesn't have high-speed rail. And in the Build Back Better bill, we're going to get high-speed rail. So I'm very excited about the possibilities. And I have to tell you, I'm very proud of the Progressive Caucus. The Progressive Caucus said, along with the President of the United States, when he laid out a framework last Friday, that we have to have the two bills, infrastructure and Build Back Better, which includes the care economy and the climate work that we're going to do. So, watch for it, look for it, you may hear talk about the things that aren't in the bill. And while there are some really important things that we want, including paid family leave, of course we want to see that in the bill. Now, we're still fighting, and we may still get into the legislation some important work on immigration. We're not giving up on that yet. So that is also a piece that's unfinished, but still very, very much on the table. All these things are great. And really, finally, I just want to say to you that we are also going, that this week, you are seeing that Pfizer has gotten permission for children 5 to 11, of course 11-year-olds and up have already had the right to the vaccine, can get vaccinated. It's somewhat different, it's a lower dose, and I think any parents ought to consider that, because children, small children still are not immune. And we are aware of deaths that have occurred. Children can get sick. So I hope you'll give it real thought. This is an opportunity to get your little kids vaccinated. Uh-oh. Perfect timing. There is someone at the door. I got to grab my hat, and I am going to get going right out. Got my mask somewhere, and I'm going to head out and give away my candy. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you next week. It's awesome. Okay, you can take 3. Oh, I got more inside. So thank you. Hey. Did you see?
We can't early.
Okay,
Thank you.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
You got it? Okay.
Have a nice one.
Happy Halloween.
Nice. I'm Ellen Erickson's little sister. And so Mary and I also work together at Cherry.
Oh, isn't she good? She is. She's really, really good.
I'm like, Mary, are you still there?
How'd that go?
She's really good.
She's really good, but how did the team
She has
go?
the best mom and grandma ever, so it had to go good.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, this is quite the effort.
Do you remember me by any chance?
What?
Do you remember me by any chance?
Tell me why.
I'm Kate Bruner,
Kate Bruner?
Scott Bruner's daughter.
Customers? Yay!
Yay!
Come on in.
Happy Halloween.
You can take 3 at least.
3.
Maybe
Oh,
4.
okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I will take 3.
Okay. I would take 4.5. Cool. Okay.
Thank you.
Very, very welcome. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, where my handle is @Jan Schakowsky.